Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United Football Club up for sale. Yes, but an even bigger no. So what we understand the situation to be is that over the last 24 to 12 hours, there's been an announcement that Manchester United, the Glazers, are going to sell 15% of their shares. This will generate between 300 and 400 million pounds for them. However, there'll be no voting rights on those shares. They won't get a place on the board. So if somebody buys all 15%, or more realistically, loads and loads of people buy shares, maybe you will, maybe we will. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. But the reality is you don't get any voting rights at this stage. And there are a number of scenarios. With this. It could be that these are the Glazers' shares. The value of the club is dropping and they want to generate some money, so they sell their shares and they pocket the money. That's probably the most likely outcome. The second one could be that they're generating money to pay off the debt. I'll have what you're drinking if you think that. The third one is that they might be generating money to give it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to buy players. Mine's a pint, exactly. I don't think that's going to happen. At the end of the day, these are the shares that are owned by the Glazers, and if they generate money from it, they're going to take the money out of the club, aren't they, for themselves? They own those shares, they own the club. You sell a little bit of it, and you generate money. So that's how we understand it. 15% of shares will be sold. No voting rights. So effectively, it is like somebody said on Twitter. It's a bit like marrying a supermodel and then not being allowed to go to bed with them. Really, is it? You get a part ownership of it, but you don't get any voting rights, etc., etc. And, to be honest with you, Manchester United at the moment, they're not doing particularly well. And maybe it could be the first step in selling a club. You know what? Let's spin it the other way. I don't think it is, but if it is, it's very rare in business that you just go and sell the business. Well, it isn't rare, but what I'm saying is, you can start to sell off part of the club. And maybe that could be a possibility. I don't think it is. I think what it is, I think it's the fact that Manchester United are starting to lose money now. The value is starting to drop. The best time to do sort of sales of shares would be after your big money announcements that we had quite good revenue, and it's a money generating exercise by the Glazers. What do they lose at the end of the day? They own a very, very successful business. You sell off 15%. You generate 300 million, let's say, and you still are in the same position you were yesterday, apart from 15% of the business is now gone, but you still own the business, you've still got total ownership, and you've generated yourselves a load of money. So I think that's probably what's going to happen with regards to it. I mean, something that's very interesting to show you, with regards to Manchester United, over the last 5 years, this is the sort of average. Well, it's not the average; it's the sort of price of a share, and for a long time it has been sort of hanging around the sort of 15 to $17 a share sort of price. Now it peaked around 2018. It was actually August 2018, which, looking at it, remember Ed Woodward has always said that Manchester United Football Club on the pitch doesn't necessarily have an impact on the commercial value of the club off the pitch. I disagree with that, and I think we're starting to see that now. But Woodward did say that, and he was probably right when he said that. And I don't know whether he said it around August 2018. But if you think about August 2018, losing to Brighton, losing to Spurs, no money spent on the squad. Mourinho had just finished second, and we did win the Europa League in 2017. So you can sort of see a little bit of comparable evidence that success on the pitch does mean success in relation to the value of the shares. That went up to around $25 a share when in August 2018 we just finished second. A year before we'd won the Europa League, and there was a feeling that United were gradually getting back to where they were going. But then when you look at it, it tails off. And if we take it down to the year of the shares, we can see that from September 2018, it's drop, and then you get to around December 2018. Let me just get back on the screen with you. Why won't it come back on the screen with me? Little bloody high CPU usage. That's not what we want to see. What's going wrong? Oh, this is annoying. Right, okay, so hopefully that's back there. The big dip here is coming down, and then it comes right the way down to around December 2018, where it's its lowest price, which is just before Mourinho gets sacked. Then you get the bounce from Ole, and then, as you can see, as we drop off with Ole, it drops. So, Joe, the reality is that Ed Woodward's completely wrong, isn't he? You know, there is a direct comparison with the value of Manchester United shares and what's going on the pitch. And we are starting to see that now. And we are now dropping. The shares are dropping, and they can drop even further because we are in, as we've said, we're in the worst position we've ever been. So, look, that's the situation with United. Would you buy shares in Manchester United at the moment? I suppose there is a theme. It's dropping. If things go well, they'll start to go up. But if they go bad, they will start to go down. And is this why the Glazers are trying to offload some shares now? Because the value, they hold so many shares in the club. Are they ever going to start going back up again? Or do you now think, sod it, let's get rid of 15% now because they're going to keep dropping even further? How you read it is how you read it. The reality is, some would say it's good that the share price in United is dropping because it will force the club owners into action, either sale or investment. I would sort of agree with that. We are suffering on the pitch, Manchester United fans. We know that. If we start to suffer off the pitch, the way we see it, Manchester United is a football club that's run like a bank, and that's the way we see it as fans, isn't it? So if we start to see depreciation in value of the brand, and I do think we peaked in August 2018 when it went up to $25. I think we peaked. I think that was sort of the perfect moment. And unless you're winning titles and Champions Leagues, I don't think we're going to go anywhere near that again. Why would the value of Manchester United Football Club go up? We had a bad transfer window in relation to midfield and attack. We're having bad performances on the pitch. There's a lot of uncertainty. We've got an inexperienced manager. We've got an inexperienced squad. If you're investing in it, there's a very uncertain future, which is why it all makes sense now why Woodward was talking about a long-term strategy. A lot of it is probably more to do with convincing people to buy shares and shareholders to retain shares rather than convincing us the fans. And you know what I mean? Wake up and smell the coffee. A lot of this long-term strategy, everything's going to be okay, we're investing in the future, a lot of it is about trying to retain the value of the football club in the stock market and to the shareholders. As we see, we're dropping big. And some people would be happy about that. They want the price to drop. They want new owners to come in and take us back to the top. They don't want this ownership structure who is constantly about taking money out of the club without really investing in the long-term future. Interesting days, but it could be the start of something. Personally, I just think it's about the Glazers generating some lost income to put in their pockets, but it could be the start of something. And if those prices keep dropping, something's going to have to happen, isn't it? Get your thoughts in below. Smash a like on the video. Thanks for watching. I know it's a little bit of a business side of things. We have got the match coming for you later. But look, if you do care about the club, I think you're going to find that very interesting viewing. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all soon.